ran out to get a pack of cigarettes, but I left my wallet at home. Yeah, that's me. I'm getting old. My name is Sonny Featherland, an investigator for 20 years, and once the star of the predatory division of the Clawville Police Department, one half of the legendary Chicken Police. But buying a pack of smokes is more than I can handle right now. Maybe I should just lay low. Yeah, I'll do that. The most colorful place in the wilderness. For all the gods, what bullshit. The last clucking color left this city years ago. And slowly I'll turn gray too. Still, what do I expect? We're living in a vast experiment, and don't even notice that everything got clucked up a long time ago. We believe in this wonderland of peaceful coexistence. Wolves and sheep, chickens and hounds. Yeah, sure, why not? It's just ridiculous. The dog eats the chicken. It's in our nature. I'm not propping up the illusion anymore. 121 days, and it's over. Retirement. What could possibly go wrong? Crap. My office lock is a piece of shit if a dame can pick it. She stood in the darkness. The light painted stripes on her body. It whispered secret little things that were never there in the first place. But she was no zebra. Reality was just a light switch away. Elizabeth or Charlotte? I was sure she'd have a sophisticated-sounding name. She had a bygone look in her eyes. Older than this ancient building, and perhaps the whole city itself. Or maybe I'm just drunk. But she was the first womanly thing in my place for a long time, so I had to give her a chance. Who is this dame, anyway? And what the cluck is she doing in my apartment on New Year's Eve?
Let me introduce myself. My name is Deborah, Miss Deborah Ibanez.
You're mistaken, ma'am.
Oh, really? Please enlighten me, Mr. Featherland.
I'm not a private eye. I'd recommend Mr. Philmar Lowe instead of me. He's a nice guy.
Believe me, Mr. Featherland, it's not an accident I came to you.
Look, miss, I work for the police, and I'm currently on leave. I couldn't accept private commissions even if I wanted to. Not even from a classy dame like you.
Am I that easy to read?
That's my job. But tell me, since you've invited yourself in, would you like a drink?
I don't usually drink.
Well, I've got to have one. And it'd be rude of me to drink alone. So, maybe some sherry?
If you insist. But bourbon, please.
Thank the wild ones. That's all I have.
What a coincidence.
So come on, spill it from the beginning. legs that go on for days. Deep, dark eyes. Silky skin and voice. You're in big trouble, pal. That's better. Now, if I understand correctly, your mistress is receiving threats. What kind of threats, exactly?
It's a very strange matter. First, there were letters. Then it came printed on a wine bottle sent as a gift. Then carved into a brick, thrown through the window. And finally, they painted it on the wall of the house in giant red letters.
I think it's time to dig a little deeper. If you don't mind, I'd like to ask you some routine questions.
Please, that's why I'm here.
テキスト遅いぐらいじゃないとダメかもしれんな。なんだこれ、質問。なんでお前は怪しいんだってやばいな。刑事メーター。
I must be cautious and smart. This dame seems shy, which I can use to my advantage.
あ、ゆっくりにしたのに結構早い。
About what I say to her, or I can scare her off. Let's start gently, and when the time comes, we can go in hard. Who exactly are you, ma'am?
I'm not somebody important, Mr. Featherland.
You're important enough to deal with such a delicate matter, right?
I carry out the wishes of my employer, nothing more. This means simple paperwork, most of the time.
You've been thrown into deep water, sweetheart. Tell me, can you even swim?
Believe me, this is just as unpleasant for me as it is for you, if not even more.
これ分かりにくいけど、上と下を押すとこう質問のこのハテナのところの背景の黒いのが揺れて、それを選択するっていうことだと思うんだけど、すげえ分かりにくいな。自信があまりなさそうだね。本当に大丈夫？どの辺に住んでるのかな。カラベラヒルズ、それともフラワービルかな。
Tell me, which part of the city do you live in? Calavera Hills? Flowerville, maybe?
2つしか町ねんか。
Look, I don't want to answer that. I'm here on behalf of my employer and not on personal business.
Fair point, Deborah. Let's try a different approach.
間違えたか。怯えた獲物のふりはやめな姉ちゃん。洗いざらい歌ったらどうだってなぜ今日この夜に俺を訪ねてこなきゃならなかった。上もすごいやん、もうこれハードボイルド感が。下しかない。
Why did you have to visit me this particular evening?
I have my reasons. I may look like a silly little fawn, and maybe I am.
どうでもいいけど、さっさと依頼内容教えて。本当に。
I don't doubt that for a second, Miss Ibanez.
This day is essential to my mistress, and she thought it's also important to you.
A message in itself, for sure. But to be honest, even you are.
You know what? I'll just take that as a compliment, even if it wasn't meant
や
as
ばい、
such.
2人の会話についていけないわ。あ、でも 90m ちょっとプラスに偏ってるわ 言葉には気をつけないと怯えさせてしまうなって。なぜ雇い主が直接来ないのかなって言ったら、この人を刑事メーターマイナスになるんかな。でもそれしかないよな。
Why not your employer herself?
My employer is Miss Natasha Katsenko. She hasn't been leaving her home lately. Only she really has to.
めちゃめちゃ言いにくいや。最近はよっぽどのことがないと家を出ない。
Miss Natasha is afraid. She's scared because of those unwanted messages, and everyone knows who she is.
キャッツェンコのあれか、マネージャーみたいな感じか、デボラが使用人っていうか。
That kind of woman.
I don't know what you mean.
Of course you do, Deborah. Thank you, by the way. We're finally getting somewhere. We avoided the point long enough. Deborah's hiding something, no question. Let's focus on that.
何かを隠しているも何も何の依頼かも全くわからんわ。この住所をどうやって知った？わざとだとは思わないが俺をからかってるのかい？君は俺に何を期待してるんだ？一体全体何を期待して俺に会いに来たんだって。刑事メーターでもなんかプラスに変わっていってんな。君は俺に何を期待してるんだ？これにしようかな。
What do you want from me?
Me?
Oh, don't be silly, Deborah. I mean your employer. I was just talking to myself out loud.
Well, Miss Katsenko thinks you're a great detective, and you're also reliable. That's why I came.
Did she also give you the lockpick?
Please, could you let this go? I'm really embarrassed.
勝手に侵入しといてさ、そのことは忘れて。
Sorry, sweetheart. I'm just teasing you. As soon as I saw you, you were forgiven.
こいつらの会話やべえな。恥ずかしいからもうやめましょうって言って、ちょっとからかってるだけだよ。
That's very nice of you.
事務所に侵入されとんで。
It has nothing to do with being nice, Deborah, but you're welcome. ダメだこれ、ついていけねえわ、このニュータイプには。
Honestly, very often, Mr. Featherland.
Great, because that's exactly how I feel right now, Deborah.
I'm sorry if it's too unpleasant for you, but we had no one else to turn to.
他に頼める相手がいなくてって。あんた依頼されてここに来とるんだから、頼める相手がいなくてとかじゃないだろ。
You know, I get that a lot, and it never ends well.
Do you like happy endings?
Not in books or movies, but in real life it would be nice for a change. But this is Clawville. Not many happy endings around here.
I knew you were romantic at heart.
If what's between me and my whiskey could be called romance, then yes, maybe. A little.
白状する気がないのならこれに何の意味がねえデボラ、君のことを信じるべき理由があるのかな。あ、どっちもなんかちょっと攻撃的だな。あ、ちょっとメーター下がってね、ちょっとだけ。気のせいか。信じる理由があるのかなにしようかな。
Why should I believe you at all?
Because my mistress trusts you.
Should that be enough?
If you really like what she thinks you are, then yes.
Damn, what can I say to that?
Look, I didn't mean to back you up against the wall.
You have a way with words, sweetheart. Did you ever want to be a cop?
No, not for the world.
Smart answer. Be honest and tell me what you're so afraid of.
You know, Mr. Featherland, my mistress's partner is Hobart Wessler. Or as most people know him,
Ibn Wessler, the Kingpin.
exactly.
Feathery gods, help me.
So you get it now. The secrecy.
To put it mildly, I think I understand it all. Wessler. This little piece of the puzzle changes everything.
尋問ランク、あ、5 5つ星もらったわ。でも精度 90% ってなんかが1個間違ってたんか。へえ、ようわからん。ギャングのボスにとりあえず頼まれたんか、依頼を。
Why don't you take it to the police? Just go there and file a report. Photos, flashing lights, fingerprints, you know the drill. The evidence is very clear. Even a moderately talented detective could easily wrap this case up. Or just try the phone. 555-111.
Please, take a look at this.
Well, okay. Let's see.
Hmm? 何を見てくれてて今。
Don't you want to look at it?
Yeah, of course, Deborah.
メッセージどれ
I
これ
don't
か
even know what the... I need a secret. 違うな。何をどうやって今もらったやつ見るんだろう。 I don't even know where the key is. Whatever's inside is gonna stay there forever. This is one of the most beautiful memories from my old life. Before Molly left me and took our daughter. The good things in life don't last long. The best ones always leave first. I saw that in the window of a shoe store. I never understood it, or what it had to do with shoes. Books I'm never gonna read. Maybe nobody ever has. Behind that door lies the kingdom of dirty clothes, cigarette. My last cigarette. My wallet and my badge. The wallet is real. The badge ain't. Chief Bloodboil took mine, so I got this one out of a pack of cornflakes, just in case. She doesn't seem so dangerous that I need to grab my gun, but...
あ、銃持った。
Every whiskey has the same color nowadays, at least in this price range. I promised myself...
え?
Legs that go on for days.
Don't you want to look at it? The message
私
I
が渡
gave
したメッ
you.
セージ
Yeah, of course, Deborah. Get
どこにあんのどこにあるんえどこにあるんデボラあ、なんか視点変えれるわ。
I wanted to travel the world when I was a
ズームえやばい、全然わからんわ。
Don't you want to look at it? The message
私
I
が
gave
渡したメッ
you.
セージ
Yeah, of course.
どこで見れるのおう読めん
I know Molly very well. Please note this when deciding whether or not to accept my assignment. Miss Ibanez is a trusted friend. Treat her as gentleman. N.
I felt like I'd been hit on the back of my head with a blackjack. Reality tilted. Molly. Good gods. What was her name doing there? I glanced at the opposite wall, with the well-worn picture frames. Like an eternally dark hole in the wall. A missing piece. She was wearing a light silk dress and singing a lullaby. The waves caressing her beautiful long legs.
鶏だからもっと
Why now?
高い声でも良さそうなのにな
Mr.
すげえ渋い声なんだよな
Santino, are you all right?
What the hell is this supposed to mean?
I don't know anything, Mr. Santino. My mistress told me to give this to you. She said you'd understand. Don't you?
もうここまでが何のことか
Oh,
さえわ
of
からん
course I understand, Miss Ibanez. I get it very well. But this case is becoming more and more confusing. It's starting to look like blackmail.
Blackmail?
Don't play innocent with me.
But
All right. When can I visit?
visit me?
Not you. Miss Katsenko.
Oh, yes. You can find her at the Tsar Club.
Didn't you tell me she's not the social kind? That she's especially unsociable? Or does she only like loud and crowded clubs?
No, she's really not like that. But she owns the place.
Judging by the flyer, it must be a very busy club, especially on New Year's Eve, right?
I'm sure you'll have no trouble finding Miss Katsenko. But there's one small problem, Mr. Featherland.
Let me guess. Mr. Wessler better not know about my visit.
Exactly. How did you know?
20 years experience, ma'am. Oh, and please, call me Sonny.
It was a pleasure to meet you, Sonny.
I'll talk about the rest with Ms. Katsenko in person. A good friend of mine would be happy to take you home if you'd like.
I'd appreciate that, Sonny.
全く何のことかわからんわ
Thank
お
you
一人
again,
願いましょうか
Mr. Sonny.
Don't mention it, Deborah. I had no other plans for today, except drink. But tell me, do you have a light?
I'm sorry, I don't smoke.
Thought so.
なんか 腹立ってきたわ、この鶏。マジで腹立ってきたわ。
Just a
適当
phone
すぎるだろ
call
こ
and
れ
a good friend of mine can take you home.
Thank you, Sonny.
友達に電話してって言ってるから、555932 55593どうでしょうか。
Hey, Lewis. Am I bothering you?
Of course not, Sonny. Old friend, what's up?
Could you come over? I've got a favor to ask if you're not busy.
For you, anything. Just a minute.
Lewis arrived a few minutes later. He lived in the rooms above, so it wasn't difficult getting here. Not to mention that he's a rabbit. It was a quick hop. The Atlas Hotel was his inheritance. It was once a well-renowned place, but not anymore. The last economic crisis ruined it. And now, besides me, he was the only resident of this enormous place. Thanks for being so quick, Lewis. Can you drive Miss Ibanez home? I have some things to take care of.
Of course, Sonny. You know, anything for you.
Thank you for being so considerate, Sonny. I appreciate it.
Don't mention it.
Goodbye, then.
So long, Deborah. Before I visit the club, I have to take a detour. I've got a feeling that this case isn't going to be a one-man job.
はあ、お前早く送っていきや。
I can always
帰っ
count
て
on
くれ
you.
マジで。
Thanks.
Don't even mention it, my friend.
You got anything planned for today?
I thought I'd visit a nightclub. It's New Year's Eve, after all.
Well, I didn't mean to hold you up.
I'll ask a favor of you someday.
I owe you a lot of those, don't I?
That's true. I don't deny it.
Could I ask you a few more questions, Deborah?
Feel free, Sonny. I've already told you more about myself than I want.
Afraid.
I'm afraid I already did.
あ、ここで十字キーで選べるんか。
So this Natasha dame.
Look, I'm just the messenger. You have to talk to my mistress about the details.
I see. But
Please, Sonny, let's not make this even more uncomfortable.
okay, understood. Let's drop it.
Thank you.
Do you think my whereabouts aren't a secret?
Do you think they ever were?
Well, I was hoping.
Clawville is a big city, but not so big that Santino Featherland can hide in it.
そんなに有名なんかこいつ。
Oh, please. Flatter me more. So, Ibn Wessler, eh? You know you could have dropped the bomb a little earlier.
If I started with that, I'm sure you would have thrown me out.
You're right. He's one of the most dangerous gangsters in the city.
I only know he's an influential businessman.
Isn't that the same?
Not even you can see the world as that black and white. Sonny, I've already told you what I know. I've never read the message. My job was to give it to you and nothing more.
You
逆ギ
really
レ
are
仕掛け
this
てる。
innocent, aren't you?
I'm not sure I get what you mean.
Let me give you some advice, sister. Leave the city and get as far as you can from...
It's not so simple, Mr. Featherland. My mistress needs me.
Is she really that important to you? That you drive around in the dead of night to questionable places to deliver messages you know absolutely nothing about.
I would do more than that for her.
I see. You're smooth. Real smooth.
Thank you, Mr. Featherland.
Sonny, please. Just Sonny. Oh, just...
Yes, Sonny?
I don't want to sound indiscreet, but, this, fur removal craze. Do you do this yourself, or are there specific parlors for it?
Well, would you like to try it?
なんかすごい言いにくそうに言ってた
Well,
のに。
it wouldn't work as well with my feathers. Just professional curiosity. You know, it's, yeah. That's,
あ、
good to know. Thank you very
ボ
much.
タン1回押したら2回押したことになっちゃった。
You're one strange bird, Sonny Featherland.
Well, I've been called worse.
まだ帰らんのかいこいつら。早
I
く
can
帰って
always
くれ。
count on you. Thanks, old buddy.
Don't even mention it, my friend.
早く帰ってくれもう。
Take care, sweetheart.
You too, Sonny.
早く帰って。
Take care, sweetheart.
You too, Sonny.
I can always count on you. Thanks, old buddy.
Don't even mention it, my friend.
早く帰ってくれ。
I don't see colors anymore. Only emptiness. Everything faded. Murky brown sweat.
どうやったら帰ってくれるんだこいつらは。早く帰ってくれ。あ、これか。違うな。照明のスイッチなんかあったのか。
I haven't dusted you off in a while, partner. Looks... Oh, man, I totally get you. I need a sec... I can't even remember... Just a bunch of useless...
マジ帰って早
My
く。
wife took off.
寝るから帰って。
Why do I have the feeling these big Bambi eyes would get me into trouble? Take care, sweetheart.
お元気でお嬢さん言っとるん
You
だから
too, Sonny.
帰って。
I hope the old bunny had nothing important. I can always count on...
Don't even mention it,
My bedroom.
ってマジで帰って、早く出て行って。怖い。
I can always count on you. Thanks, old buddy.
これマップなんなんマジ。自分から移動するんかい。
It was New Year's Eve, and I was driving, half drunk, risking my whole life's work.
あ、違くねこれ。さっきの
Didn't feel any different.
オープニングやん。
I knew where to find Marty. At the station, we'd always draw straws about holiday duty. Marty never joined in. He always took the New Year's Eve shift, even though he had someone to go home to. I understood. 10 years ago, we survived the night the press called.
終わるか。セーブの仕方もわからんけど終わります。